What's up guys, it's Sam here from underdogrunning.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about the best way to carry water when you're out on a run. So we all know that carrying water when you're running is important to keep yourself hydrated. We know that it can impact your overall health if you get dehydrated whilst out running, and we need to drink plenty of water in order to be at our absolute best. So what is the best way to carry water when we're out running? So there are probably 101 different ways that you can carry water when you're out running. What I did was decided to compare three of the most popular ways, which is with a running belt attached with water bottles, a hydration backpack with a water bladder, and a water bottle, a bottle that carries water. What I did to compare these three different kinds of products is I went over to Amazon and I purchased the Amazon Choice product through each of these different categories. What I then did was ran a 5k run along the same route, and then I took the features that were advertised with the product and measured them up to how practical they were when I was out running this 5k. Before we get started, here are the main takeaways. Running belts can be brilliant for carrying water for medium to short distance runs, short to medium distance runs, but it is important to make sure that the belt fits as comfortably as possible. Hydration backpacks are really good for long distance runs, but it's important to remember how much the backpack is going to weigh. Finally, we've got running water bottles, which are a perfect, cheap and easy solution for first time runners, and something which when you're just getting into running you should definitely consider. However, they aren't a long-term viable solution in my opinion. The first kind of running with water method that I reviewed was the running belt. The running belt, I know, does come with some plastic water bottles attached to it, but I see it as a method of carrying water in its own right. So this belt is called the Layla Active Running Belt. I will keep a link to all of the products which I show to you in the description. It is important to let you know that I will receive a small affiliate commission at no extra cost to you if you do decide to click through to any of these products and buy them. So the Layla Active Running Belt comes with two compartments to hold the plastic water bottles. It's also made of really nice expandable and stretchy material that's designed for a one-size-fits-all type of deal. Fits around your waist nice and easily. The running belt also comes with a really nice compartment on the front, along with a little headphone jack. The compartment on the inside is nice and spongy. It also has a few different layers to it so that you can store separate items in there. How did the features of the Layla Active Running Belt play out when I was out on a 5k run? First and foremost was the plastic water bottles with this running belt. These water bottles are said to only be around about 175 mil. It says around about 6.5 ounces. I think that's the right amount on here. Obviously, I thought that this wouldn't be enough water. It was actually really good for a short distance run because there's two of them. In fact, I didn't actually need to move on to the second water bottle. One thing that I will say, however, is that because these water bottles are angled inwards, when I was wearing this running belt, I did find that they were sticking into my side a lot. I think that when you do purchase any running belt that can hold a certain amount of water, you are always going to have to bear in mind that the water bottle is probably going to be digging into your sides a lot. The compartment, as I said, comes with plenty of storage inside for things like your headphones, your keys. There's even a port here for the headphones to be held. So it's really good to know that when carrying water, you have got this additional storage with it when you do purchase a running belt like this one. I found that I was able to store my keys in there. Usually I put them in my pocket and they make a lot of noise and can sometimes come into contact with my skin. The inside of this compartment is a little bit padded, which is really good for kind of protecting anything from sticking into your sides. One thing that I will say with a running belt is that it moves around a lot because it's attached to your waist, even when it's fit securely. Because of that, if you are somebody who runs with wired headphones, it is probably going to become detached from the headphone jack multiple times during your run. I run with Bluetooth headphones, so this may be something which you need to try for yourself, but I'm almost positive that that would be the case. Another feature which is advertised on Amazon with the running belt is that it is nice and stretchy and can fit around your waist comfortably and snugly whilst also securely. This is really obviously important for carrying your water because you don't want your water to be flying around or becoming loose or hitting the ground. I think that this belt is perfect for that. I didn't even have to adjust the straps. The buckles were really reliable and everything did fit around my waist nicely and easily. One thing I will say though is that you should expect there to be some movement simply because the waist is going to move when you're running. So if you are wearing a running belt, there is always going to be a little bit of risk associated with that. Again though, I will say that with this actual running belt, I was really pleasantly surprised with the lengths that they've gone to make sure that it doesn't slip. On the inside, I don't know if you can see that, on the inside of the belt, it's got some little anti-slip bumps, which I think were really a sort of nice extra feature to include. It's obviously always going to be important to get a running belt that's high quality and durable to carry your water. This one is made of neoprene, which was allegedly a really good sort of material to use. It's also described as being durable and water resistant, which is obviously something that you want when you are running with water, as well as, you know, if you're running out in really heavy rain or anything like that, you're going to want to make sure that your running belt is nice and water resistant. After drenching this one in water, I can confirm that it is very water resistant. Even around the compartments, when I got the outside of this wet, the inside of the compartments stay completely dry, so that's a really good thing to remember. Another feature that does come with running belts designed to carry water is that they are often advertised, like this one was, as being multifunctional and multi-purpose, meaning that you can use them for bike rides and hiking and stuff like that. I personally wouldn't use this for anything such as bike riding because, as I said before, when you wear it around your waist, it kind of has a tendency to stick into your sides. If you are hunched over on a bike or anything like that, it is going to be an issue. Overall, is the running belt a good option for carrying water? I would say that the running belt is a perfect option for carrying water for medium distance runs, just because of how much water you can be expected to fit in the bottles on the compartment of this belt. I would also recommend that it is really important to make sure that any running belt you use to carry water is one that comes with loads of anti-slip designs in place. With that being the case, it is always important to remember as well that when you are running with water attached to a belt, it is potentially going to shake around and leak a little bit just because your waist will be moving a lot. So next up, we have got the hydration backpack for carrying water during your runs. Now, I am going to say that I am slightly biased with a hydration backpack. Previously to carrying out this experiment where I ran a 5k with each item on different occasions on the same route, I did also use a hydration backpack for a marathon and I thought it was brilliant. The hydration backpack that I have chosen to review today, again, is an Amazon Choice product. It is the Caillou Professional Hydration Backpack. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I'll put a link to that one as well, just down in the description below. Probably the most important feature to the hydration backpack that we should get right off the bat is that it comes with a bladder attached with it. The bladder is around about 2 kilograms, and this is the bladder. The hydration bladder is basically designed to fit into the back of the backpack for anyone who's not come across one of these before. It has a nice tube that leads around the front of the backpack, comes over your shoulder, and you drink out the tube. This bladder has been through a lot of different testing to make sure that it is leak proof. It can take around about 2 litres, which is a lot of water and plenty to get you through a long distance run, in my opinion. It's also been recommended that you do wash out this bladder prior to using it, just to make sure that there isn't any plastic residue within it. I did do this. I also found that when I was out during my first run with it, that there was a little bit of a plasticky taste that I could get, but I am sure that with all the FDA check-ins and everything like that, that it is completely safe to use. So another feature that's really important to look out for in a hydration backpack when you are carrying water is that the straps are nice and adjustable and fit nicely around your body in a way that isn't going to cause any pressure. These straps are really good because they're wide. They're also made out of some sort of web material, and they are really nice and breathable. With this being in mind, when I did take it out on the 5k run as well as when I ran a marathon in one of these, I did find that over time you are always going to feel a little bit of pressure around your back and a little bit of a strain, simply because, you know, the water that you're carrying, 2 litres, is around about 2 kilograms, and that weight is always going to put a bit of pressure on wherever it's being carried. Whilst I don't think that the pressure from the straps is something that can be avoided, I do think that this specific product was great in terms of how well it fit around my back and attached to my chest, and I was able to get a good amount of water out of it during both the experimented run that I did as well as the marathon. So another really interesting feature of a hydration backpack is that oftentimes with this one specifically and with other ones out there, they do come with reflective materials, which means you are a lot more visible if you are out running in the dark and things like that. Another feature to this hydration backpack as well is that it comes with some additional compartment layers in addition to the storage that is there for the bladder. I think this is brilliant. I was able to fit my phone and my keys in there, and if you are going to use a hydration backpack to carry water during your run, I think you should definitely choose one that comes with some additional storage space for things like your phone and your keys and your wallet, maybe even a snack and stuff like that also. So another feature of this hydration backpack and other ones out there are that they are advertised as being really lightweight and made of high quality material. The quality of the material on this hydration backpack I think is fantastic. Obviously there is always going to be, as I said before, the additional weight of the water that comes with it, so it doesn't say much for saying that the backpack is light when you are going to be carrying an additional 2 kilograms on your back. It's entirely up to you. I think that the weight associated with a hydration backpack is always something that you are going to have to consider when you're out running. Finally, a feature that was offered with this product, which I believe should probably be offered with all of the Amazon Choice products out there for carrying water when you're out on a run, is an after sales service. Amazon say, or the seller says, that if you're not completely satisfied with this product, you can return it, no questions asked. I have no intention of returning this product. I think it was absolutely brilliant to use. However, it's nice to know that there is that sort of guarantee there. So one of the additional features of this product, which isn't advertised on the Amazon listing, is that it does come with a really nice sort of stopper on top of it, which can be easily taken off and put back on. It also comes with a feature that stops water from getting out and in just by pushing this up and down, so that's brilliant to have in place for when you aren't using it during your run. There is also a really good feature which allows you to remove the tube so that it's easily washed. You simply just sort of push in here and pull up, and this will detach. Again, not a bad thing to have in place for any hydration backpack in terms of keeping it clean. Is a hydration backpack a good way for carrying water when you're out on a run? I would say it definitely is, especially for long distance runs because of the amount of water that you can fit on the bladder. It is always important to bear in mind how much weight you are going to be carrying when you are carrying as much water as something like 2 litres. Last but not least, we have carrying water with a running water bottle. I think that water bottles are probably the most popular method of carrying water used by runners, especially running beginners when they're just starting out, simply because they're quick and cheap and available to get hold of. Again, this is the 500ml Amazon's Choice Skynet water bottle. Comes with some really nice grooves inside to help hold the water for when you are out on your run. And I noticed some interesting things about it when I was using it for my experiment during the 5K. The bottle itself doesn't actually come with any listed features on Amazon, which I found strange for an Amazon Choice item. However, this is what I found when carrying this specific water bottle. So first and foremost, the weight isn't evenly distributed when you're carrying a water bottle, and I found this to be the case with this water bottle. I found that I would swap hands relatively often just to distribute the weight evenly. I could find, even though it's not a lot when you are out running, it does become a little bit annoying when it's kept in one hand, and you also have to hold it in that certain position as well. With this water bottle, it comes with a grip, and I found this to be the case with most of the running water bottles out there. Now, this isn't something which I've tried since before this experiment, but I did find that the grip was a nice, useful feature. The size of this water bottle is a little bit too big for me to wrap my hands fully around, and the grips are a little bit too big for my fingers. I'd assume that means it's for a one-size-fits-all sort of situation. With this being the case, I would still prefer to have a water bottle that comes with grips than one without, because it does just make it that little bit easier to hold when you are going out on a run. I was also really pleasantly surprised with the capacity that this water bottle could take. It can take around about 500 millilitres. It didn't look like that much, I think just because of the big hole for where the grip is. I didn't think that it would be able to take much at all, but it definitely took plenty in for me to be able to cover a 5k run. I would say that you could easily last over an hour running with this alone, but I'll leave that up to you. Another thing which I found interesting during the run with this running water bottle was the cap. So this specific cap is quite cheaply made. It was difficult to get open, and I couldn't screw it on properly before I went out running, so I did find that it leaked a lot every time I went out. There's not really any sort of stopping feature inside this cap, which means that the water does just sort of keep coming when you are drinking from it. Something that I will say that was great about this water bottle is that it is transparent, which means that I can track how much water I'm drinking during my run. A lot of water bottles out there, even the higher quality ones, you can't tell how much water is in there, so it was just a really nice extra feature to have. Is a running water bottle a good choice for runners? I think a running water bottle is definitely a good choice for people who are just getting into running and want a quick and easy and cheap option. I don't think that there are a lot of benefits that come with this specific water bottle. You can get water bottles that come with a lot more, such as a better sort of stopping system. Some of them even have attachments to go around your arms and stuff like that. There's even ones that come with reflective materials on them as well. I'll put a link in the description below leading to a water bottle, which I would definitely recommend over buying this one. This one, if you would like to purchase this one, you know, really cheap. At the time of buying this, it was around about £4 or £5. So, you know, a really easy option should you want to go with something like this. I'll put a link down to the description in the below for this one as well, and leave that up to you. Okay, we've used different methods to carry water on 3 separate occasions over 5k runs. Which method was the best? To find that out, guys, you're going to have to go over to underdogrunning.com/runningwithwater. That website has plenty of information on all things running, in addition to the best method that you need for running with water. Please check it out.